Alrighty. Trying to get back on the analysis grind. I'm going to be looking at PPMD versus Hungrybox from Pound 5. I recently had a pretty decently close set with Aglet. It was a 2-0, but it was one stock each. In the first game, I took his Puff to last stock. He went Sheik the next game, and I lost, unfortunately. But I'd like to have a better formulated game plan for the next time I fight a Puff in bracket, because I think that beating Aglet is doable for me at this point. I think that all of PP's stuff is really good for creating game plans on matchups. So you can even look at like older videos of PP against Armada or against Hungrybox, against Mango's Fox or whatever, and there's going to be a solid initial game plan, right? A game plan that you should be able to build your own game plan off of. It's good foundational stuff. So it's kind of interesting. I don't know who struck first, but they end up on Final Destination, which I like this for. I actually like it for Falco a lot. I think that it's kind of nice just to have that. I mean, I think that not having the platforms makes it a little more straightforward of a matchup. You know, it has its benefits and its weaknesses for Falco, to be honest, because uh, the matchup becomes a lot more focused on keeping Puff boxed in, right? One of the things that I noticed from watching the first couple, like the first game or two or so over, was that a lot of PP's game plan against Puff is about, and this is something I've heard said about PP's game plan versus Puff before, is that it's all about like keeping Puff in a box, basically, um, not letting her get too high. And I think that you want to generally try to contain Puff uh, to like the maximum height of Falco's short hop laser, right? You don't want her to be able to rise above that, because then she starts to be able to get, like, you have to commit more fully to fighting Puff at that point. You lose control. You have a harder time stuffing her jumps and her aerials with lasers. You have a harder time setting up like you have a harder time getting her closer to the ground, right? Keeping her closer to the ground, because that's like a really big thing in this matchup. I think it gets harder to hit her. I think just with her great aerial mobility. Probably gonna watch this in regular speed. Maybe it'll be too fast, but I'm not sure. So they go to FD though. There's like, once again, like strengths and weaknesses to FD though. Uh, it is the more straight. You get to play your game plan more straightforward. But if you don't have a, like, if you maybe have trouble sticking to your game plan, or like um, making full use of that game plan, it can kind of be a weaker stage, just because you can't move up on platforms as Puff tries to float away and keep her pinned down with the lasers. All right. So that's like a fine starting position to be in. They do sort of skirmish a little bit. They're trying to, like, PP's taking moves forward with a laser and tries to take space. Hungrybox sort of trying to draw PP in, do a bad. He wants like him to do a bad nair. That's why he was crouching there. Like, he wants him to either do a bad nair in, or he wants him to like start whiffing lasers. He doesn't want PP to start laser control. He's trying to force PP to shoot low lasers, because then if he can react to that, he can jump over it, and PP will have a hard time catching his jump with another laser, since he's just shot one, right? A laser is like a 20 plus frame commitment. So that's why with PP, like, one of the reasons he's so good at using lasers is because he has a very high rate of hitting them every time. So he sort of always getting something out of his commitment, right? And a lot of other Falcos don't do that. You already see it here, right? So I think that he's gonna have to shoot some low lasers, uh, just to like get Hungrybox to jump and so he can start to like make that box right. So he's constantly harassing Hungrybox and keeping pressure on him. Um, but you're mostly seeing like mid lasers or high lasers from PP. I feel like Hungrybox going for a rest setup. That first dare, right? Dares like he just dares straight out of the corner right there. So he rolls out towards center stage because Puff is slow and can't really do anything, and then just gets that nice punish there. That's actually like a great roll from Hungrybox. So he got Hungrybox to overextend a little bit right there. Got him to commit with that fair into the corner, and then just punishes him for it with that rising dare. Tries to set up to try to get another one to convert off of it, but instead he just takes position, right? That's one of the things that PP's great at. He's good at recognizing when he can't get anything and just retaking position. So there, Hungrybox got out of the box, right? But he does that sort of ill-advised pound. He lets him out there, right? So instead of PP trying to laser there, and try to keep him in the box, because like that's like one of the ways that like Puff can sort of get out of corner pressure a lot more easily than many other characters, just because she has the freedom to be able to jump around, right? Like this here, like she can just threaten with her back air because it's so big, and then just use that to get jumps. And then he just falls down here to try to get something. PP sort of full hops up with him to try to keep him in the corner, but Hungrybox overextends with a pound right here again. Gets dared for it. Starts the tech chase up. Misses the tech chase. So how could have PP been more ready for that? Okay, so I think that he should have maybe wave dashed in there instead of jumping, because if you wave dash in there, you can cover like you set yourself up to react more easily. Falco's not a slow character, and Puff doesn't have like massive rolls either, right? So imagine if if he'd wave dashed here instead of jumping, he would have been able to cover a mistech and tech in place, but he would have also been able to do a dash back and dare and maybe cover that, right? He maybe would have been able to do that faster. Just seeing some stuff. We're seeing a lot of nairs from Hungrybox actually. He's expecting PP to come in and he wants to trade with him. I feel like try to get like a rest set up or something. But we're seeing like the strength of PP's like his ability to like push people into the corner and keep him there, because like when Hungrybox got out of the corner earlier, even though it was his fault for overcommitting here, PP still like keeps on the pressure and just positions himself to keep him in the corner. And even there, right, like just with that punish, he sees Hungrybox come up and he sees the full hop, so he punishes it, right? So you use your full hop bear to punish Jigglypuff trying to full hop her way out, and you push her to a corner like that. Um, or you laser the short hops. One thing that's also interesting to note is the fact that like it seems like PP always wants to be like have Jigglypuff's face. Like he wants Jigglypuff facing him, right? Because he doesn't want to have to deal with that massive bear hitbox. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yep, that was good shit by Hungrybox. He definitely covered like one option. Well, so like here, this is like good from Hungrybox because it covers the full illusion, which is like a pretty obvious thing to do there. PP could have done like the illusion shortened like right here ish. It's like the first one would be like right here, second one would be like right here ish, and lived. But even if PP had done that, Hungrybox still would have been able to hold position and catch him on the ledge. But instead, PP does the full illusion and gets breasted for it. Still, he's very good about just being diligent and getting the punish he needs. He also made it pretty ambiguous. That's one thing I like about PP. He made it kind of like ambiguous about which part of the hitbox we hit him with. Actually, no, I'm wrong. Hungrybox just tried to DI for survival. Hungrybox is using that invincibility. There's that low laser. Let's see the sequence again. Okay. So it's sort of like I actually like that a lot. That sequence a lot. Like that decision a lot, right? Because he thinks that Hungrybox is either gonna like maybe do a wave dash back here or just crouch here, and try to get PP to overcommit. So he just recognizes that. He sort of sets up to do to like cover a different option, right? If he like it makes it ambiguous and makes it look like he's kind of covering like kind of a full hop there, but instead he just covered that wave dash at a shield with that laser and then got that shot that dare and the pressure for it. Sort of gives up the pressure a little bit there, but he was just trying to see if like sniff out like maybe a roll or a jump out of shield. I like that bear. Yeah, but we're already seeing like PP just trying to harass Hungrybox, trying to make sure he can't really like ascend, and good stuff. PP, that was like nice simple stuff. How did he get that, right? What do you get that from? Okay, so I think what PP saw was like that he saw that Hungrybox was like he doing aerials, right? He saw that Hungrybox was doing aerials and then wave dashing back, so he just wanted to cover that, right? He just uh, punished Hungrybox for being like too predictable and mixing up the same way every time. Um, and he just knew, right? Rolling around there trying to get his own invincibility, some of his own invincibility. Hungrybox can get back to the air now. That's like the problem with like the issue with Hungrybox having invincibility is that he can sort of be out of the box for a little bit. Oh, he's trying to do something there. Oh, so he got just caught up with that drill a little bit. I like that, just trying to maximize the amount of damage he can get. Puff is so fragile, so it's just worth it to like just get a lot of damage, and eventually if you have to like as long as you're like smart about like how you hold positioning, like look at how PP just like he's so willing to just retreat into center stage. Well, that was great dash dancing. Holy shit. Look at that bait. That was so good. So he shoots a laser, dashes forward, just immediately dashes back. Wow, that was so good. That was like fucking pro ass spacing. What a god. And he was also reading Hungrybox wave dashing back out of shield right there too. Jumping back or something. Still though, like even like when PP reads stuff, he also sets himself up to like be in a good position to continue pressure, right? Because he puts himself back in, like he reverses and puts himself out of the corner and puts Hungrybox into the corner. And Hungrybox is being like pretty repetitive in the corner right now, doing like a lot of nairs, just trying to like get PP to overcommit. But PP's just harassing him with lasers. He's not like allowing Hungrybox set up for anything. One thing that's good to know or good to think about is if Puff is trying to back air you and you hit her with a laser, the laser will turn her around and make her face you. So by using lasers well, you can sort of make it a lot more difficult for Puff to be able to harass you with that bear. It's valuable information in this matchup. That was a nice nair trying to punish the roll. Hermox like overusing pound a little bit. Crazy up smash, but like their H-Box was like kind of like desperate for like a bear right there, and those two bears just like they let him like he was sort of like contain like being in the same space, and there was no reason that PP would be there, right? So he kind of just gets bodied for it. He gets that bear. Seeing some like nice footsies right now. Some like Hungrybox is starting to like use full hops to evade PP's lasers. He's making it like he's mixing up between like crouching, like you said, crouching under lasers to get the opportunity to do full hops and get out of the box. But we also see like a lot of like anticipatory high lasers from PP to try to catch jumps. It's a little greedy from PP right there. PP is like both of them are really hungry for the kill right now. It's a lot more dangerous for Falco than Puff though. Still hungry or PP doing a good job of just like repositioning himself. Look at the baits right there. Just the like one thing I like about PP's movement is like it's very it's like he won't do the same thing a lot, right? Like he did that tight dash dance to try to draw Hungrybox in after the laser that one time, which was godly. But here he's just doing the dash forward, wave dash back. Because that can set up for if Hungrybox comes in too much, you can get up tilted for it. Back air, full hop, back air, even he could turn around a laser. So it just like the wave dash sort of it tricks Hungrybox up because it's like a different visual cue than just dash dancing, and it also sort of opens up different options. It lets PP represent his back better. And at this point, PP really wants to be representing his back because he can get a kill if he can get Hungrybox in to sort of bear him. We're seeing PP start to get like really eager. He really wants a kill right here. Full hop's trying to maybe do a full hop backer up, messes up and gets killed for it. That's unfortunate. Yeah, he knew. The benefit of what like wow, that was a super unsafe nair. That was ridiculous. Yeah, PP should definitely punish that. That was so punishable. I feel like a lot of nairs right now though. Like I don't. Maybe I'm incorrect. Maybe nair has a good hitbox. I know it's really fast, but it seems like like a Hungrybox is doing some dangerous stuff right now. Oh, there we go. He finally gets the pound, but we don't see like the typical Hungrybox, like what we see now, where like Hungrybox is like a dash up and jab. Seeing some back air pressure from PP. One thing to take note of is that Jigglypuff actually doesn't have like a lot of good out of shield options, but it's just very intimidating to pressure her shield because of how good grab is. But if you can get behind Jigglypuff, then the fun begins. You can start doing some of that back air pressure. You can pressure her in a much safer way, right? So if Jigglypuff's on in shield, you want to be behind her, but out of shield, you want her to be facing you. Mm. I don't agree with you after there. I think that that's exactly what. Okay, Hungrybox is godlike. Covered. He covered like multiple options there. Like honestly, because with that, he recovered. He covered him doing a full hop up higher. And um, side being, he would have been able to react to an up B, and then he just positioned himself perfectly to cover the full length side B. And that's great for Hungrybox because he just gets a really good trade there because he was like gonna die off of anything, and then just simple stuff. PP gets way too greedy right here. Still, he lives because good DI, and he gets a punish. I would have probably, I think Dare would have been better there. Would have started more of a punish. But we're starting to see some of that footsie stuff, the whiff punishing. Yep. I think that like that's something that if PP had done that earlier and just bared him when he was like 150, he wouldn't have had this problem. He probably would have won this game. Hungrybox read that shit. Read that shit so hard. It's unfair. Yep, good stuff from PP. Just like simple low percent combos. At low percent, you can do the Shine Dare stuff against Puff. Hungrybox. See, he's still like. This is a big thing that I feel like is like really important about how PP plays this matchup is that he just catches HBox doing stuff. He catches him jumping or he catches him putting out an aerial. But then, you know, like it seems like PP is like kind of in panic mode right now. Hungrybox seems like a lot cooler. Like or like he's just like PP seems like he's just like making some rash decisions. Like that full hop, like he hadn't done full hop lasers like any other time in this game. Seeing just those lasers like oh, Hungrybox is like just wave dashing in and out of shield, just seeing lasers from PP trying to get to bait out a jump, trying to get Hungrybox to do something, just so we can tack on that extra damage, get a back air. Oh, really ill-advised laser there. PP just panics a little bit, and Hungrybox just stays cool. This is a nonsense game. We will not be watching this. This is on a ridiculous level. This is not necessary for us. Oh, let's go PP. Fuck him up. Oh no, don't go down there. Let's go PP. Destroy him. Oh, the standing laser. The chokes. Will PP continue to choke against this character? Who knows? It's a hard matchup to play. Oh, that was lucky. didn't get grabbed or some shit and get fucking arrested. Hungrybox would have arrested that like 10 out of 10 times nowadays. PP would get 2011 PP would get fucking wrecked by Hungrybox now. Ooh, good stuff. That was a nice there. This is a ridiculous level, a ridiculous game. Why does this exist? Oh, did he get arrested? No. Okay, that would have been humorous. Mm-hmm. This is a ridiculous level. Why does that level? Why did that level happen? All right, and Hungrybox just immediately goes to fucking Dreamland. He knows where he makes his money. He's so good at this stage. Seeing a lot of patience, like a lot of waiting from PP right now. That was sort of an interesting way to start the game. Just full hops up there because he knows that he knows Hungrybox is gonna want to jump. Like that's like the natural inclination I feel like to do right there. Like is with like a lot of characters, just to like jump there and the thing about Falco that makes him so strong on so many stages and against so many characters is that like he can just go to top platform really easily. He can just ascend up there, and he can't like you. It's hard to to maneuver around the platforms in a way that Falco can't somehow punish you for, right? But we're seeing bad nair from Hungrybox. These nairs though, what are these nairs? Just back air, you idiot. I mean, I think PP is making it kind of hard for Hungrybox to back air just because of the way he lasers. Those nice dash dance and good way to escape the corner right there. Notice that Hungrybox wants to keep him in the corner, sort of does that like he takes like so much space with that full hop, and he makes it look like he's going to like back air at like the outside of the corner almost right like he makes it look he's going to like cover this space, but he goes so much deeper in, and it actually pressures like into the corner, and PP recognizes that and just does that quick dash dance and gets out and reverses the situation, excuse me. So PP's like really amazing at that stuff. Good nair. Like I think that's what like Hungrybox is looking for there, because like the nairs let him just like escape the corner really easily. Yep, good stuff. Yep. But Dreamland. I want to look at that like punish actually. So he gets that just from a shine, and then he just okay. So basically, like PP just this is what all the top Falcos do actually, but it's like you just bully people onto a smaller space and then 50-50 them with like forward smash or down smash. Um, uh, that's like the power of up downing people with Falco. It's so good. See more of that nair. Yep, thought so. It's interesting. Why I don't know why he did a nair there. Well, with his back turn, he could have back aired. Well, actually, you know what I think it is? It's Hungrybox aerials with a Z, and I think he might have been going for back air there because I think that would make like a lot more sense. Even though like nair does last forever, and it seems like he was able to just like if he gets the hit, like he can sort of pass through PP with it, get a cross up almost. Spot dodge blows it up. Good stuff from PP. Simple, elegant stuff. That's actually like hella good. Jab, fair, dare. That's super good. It's like puff only tech. He knows his punish. Nice roll there. It was definitely an overextension with that dash attack on Hungrybox, but I feel like he just wanted to get PP off stage really quickly. Good up tilt. Great up tilt. Just really patient. Just knows that Hungrybox wants to come down. Because, like, Falco has, like, an inherent level of pressure, like, that he has sort of, like he has pressure that he puts on opponents if they're on the top platform because he can get there so fast and has such good moves. Like he could just rise up with a bear or with a laser or with a nair or something, and just hit Hungrybox. So instead of doing that, PB just played the waiting game for a second. He just let Hungrybox do something, let him try to approach, because Hungrybox I think with that nair was anticipating PP coming up with something, and he wanted to use that nair. Like it seems like Hungrybox is using the nair right in this set as a way to get stage control for people overextending with aerials. because like it's very like anticipatory. It's like some proto HBox tech that he'll use later in his career. That those wave dashes on the platform, making him big as when he's going to come down. Nice. PP got really, really like a really tight lead right here. Look at that dustless dash dance. What a god. I like that actually. What was that? That was crazy. Dustless dash dance. Zoo's really good at that apparently. Okay, so it's like this is just like it seems like the big thing about this game is like PP's really been baiting out the nairs. Um, he's turning like he's recognized that Hungrybox is doing these nairs in anticipation of aerials. To try to trade with them and set up for like a potential like string in the air or something. And he's anticipating them, and he's using Falco's full hop a lot, or he's waiting. It depends on the position. Like if he's coming, like if he sees Hungrybox coming towards him horizontally, then he'll full hop, and vertically, he'll wait and like up tilt or do a rising back air or something. But he's always getting those punishes right. Nice Hungrybox, so good. Look at that patience. Look at that just like willingness to hold a position. PP's threat, like PP right here, like when he was just waiting, like, look at this, because he knows he's in control of like this whole space, like this space right here specifically because of up tilt, and then like this space. He's anticipating like if Hungrybox does another nair right here, like he does like a nair, it's just like perfect, like really easy for Falco to laser him, to bear him, to up tilt him. So just being patient, allowing yourself to wait when you're at an advantage, especially like he's at a stock advantage, he's got a positional advantage, he's holding center, he's got control over center with his back, he could wave dash back here and up tilt. Like he gives himself a lot of options and a lot of ways to beat Hungrybox stuff. What did that dash dance accomplish? Got Hungrybox to commit to a pound. Catches the jump. I feel like PP's also like he's using these lasers, these mid lasers to catch wave dashes at a shield. Those nairs again, those anticipatory nairs. We haven't really seen HBox like being able to put up those back air walls either. It's kind of interesting. Is it over? Nope. Hungrybox in 2016 would have jab reset him and arrested him. Actually, he would have jab reset like to up smash or to forward smash or something. He would have set up the edge guard because yeah. So one of the things I really like about PP is like, or what PP's doing is like he has like laser heights to deal with like a lot of how Hungrybox wants to move on the ground, to deal with Hungrybox jumping, to deal with Hungrybox crouching, wave dashing, doing like a dash. He has like strategies and he has heights for his lasers, so he knows what he wants to do. I like that. PP recognizes that Puff really has to like set up to cover Falco's full hop out of the corner. Uh, Falco's full hop is like so high and so fast, and like Puff can't get up there really quickly, so he just uses those full hops to be able to get out. Does he punish this? No. Look at that. That was such a good laser. Like he just like the reads in neutral of this man are crazy. Like he just like he's letting Hungrybox sort of like hang himself almost. He's getting just all this like little chip damage. Because he's seeing how Hungrybox is moving in the air, and he's just putting out lasers to like keep pressure on him, to keep it like. Also, a big thing is like he's keeping Hungrybox facing him. Like I think Hungrybox was turned around. Yeah, so Hungrybox would have been able to back air him and hold him in the corner if he hadn't shot that laser right. And he was trying to do like he was still trying to like get that, but he just couldn't execute. Oh, and is he dead? Wow, what a punish! And the best thing about that punish was honestly that he knew that he couldn't get it to air. Like that was like an obscene amount of knowledge of Falco's hitboxes. I like that Nair attempt because if like no matter what, if PP trades here, it's good. Like it's solid. Like he gets hit, but Hungrybox can't really get pressure going. Um, Going hamburgers, dude. Oh, look at that movement. Doesn't overcommit. Just like crosses up his shield, then shines, then comes at, like this is so crazy. Like PP's pressure is immaculate because he just crosses under him and shines to like put pressure on him, and then comes at him from a different angle. Like he was ready for Hungrybox to still be in shield, and then and if he was, he would get that like other angled nair. So Hungrybox is like angling his shield everywhere, he doesn't know what to do, and just like a lot of pressure through movement, and he can live. Oh yeah, Hungrybox messes up. It's kind of a scrubby angle. Maybe like a little bit downward, a little bit upward. I'm not sure, but just go straight forward for him. Good trade. That's like exactly what you want, honestly. Like you want to keep Puff like in the air at like a disadvantage on the platforms because that's a good weight again. He just was patient as fuck. But like that up tilt was good because it just gets Hungrybox to continue being above him. And as I stated earlier, Falco is very very good because Hungrybox needed to land at that point because he had jumped a lot, and then he got hit up. So he needed to land on the top platform to refresh his jumps. So PP is sort of like forcing situations that are really beneficial for him. Falco can just like wait here and like he can get a full hop or something. He just like is so patient and just waits for a Hungrybox to commit to something. Look at that. Oh, good shot. Good at dare. Shooting those lasers. If he can get damage, he might as well get it. Ooh, these lasers though. Like when he's not in center, he's just like that's like one thing as well. Like PP's just like harassing Hungrybox so well when he's not in center. He's making it so difficult for Hungrybox to be able to set up back air walls because like through using the laser turns like I said, the laser turns Hungrybox around. So he's making it very difficult for Hungrybox to be able to kind of like get corner control against him because he's making Hungrybox always face him, so he doesn't have access to his most potent corner control tool. It's like Hungrybox hasn't really been able to use Bear like a lot in general against PP, and that's like one of the strengths of Falco in this matchup. That like a lot of people don't appreciate is that he can make it really difficult for Julie-Puff to use Bear the way that she wants to, and that's extremely powerful. Oh, but the Bear. Oh, good stuff. Nice read from Hungrybox. Down. Nope. Always goes high. Easier to live that way, I guess. Oh my god, he just got fucked. Was Hungrybox's spacing just like godlike? Oh, why do you jump out of shield there? I mean, he probably had like a laser actually. That was probably like his like one of the things that PP had been doing, like I said, was lasering in the corner to make it hard for Hungrybox to set up the bear balls. But that time, that probably was like a bad decision to be honest, because Hungrybox was so close. Like he's in like a good space. Like he was in a good space to like shut down Falco's lasers. Like this is a great spacing from Hungrybox. His back is turned, so back air is pressuring PP right now. He's at a space where he can like just really cleanly punish. He could cleanly punish a laser if he needed to, but still he's like anticipatory here. Because like even if PP hadn't jumped there, because of the way that Hungrybox was spacing that there, like he would still be in the air with his back turned to him, with just having hit Falco's shield, and he would still be at that spacing where it's extremely difficult for people to be able to hit him.
Jump out of shield and gets bear.
No, stay muted. We're seeing adaptation from Hungrybox actually. Yeah, that's like the thing I noted earlier. It's like Hungrybox, like Puff's goal in this matchup is to draw out lasers that they like limit uh PP's ability to like cover his jumps. Because like if he wants Falco to be committed to that like 20 plus frame window, so that he can jump at him and get out of the box. Oh, I fucked up. These pounds are like desperate as fuck though. Yeah, but that was great. That was like really smart from Hungrybox. There's a Nair again. Nair's coming back. PP getting a little hungry. It's worrisome. Misses a thing. Starting to do like a lot of full hop bears right now. Trying to keep. I think that's like mostly to keep Hungrybox in the corner though, because like if he comes out at him with like a full hop or double jump, full hop double jump. Ooh, less lasers from PP now. Ooh my god, that dash dancing was nutty. Like just the patience, just like he got Hungrybox to throw out so many moves. Like because he already had clearly conditioned him, right? Because he's just like going between like representing his back, representing his front. He could just full hop back air at any time here, and then he just gets Hungrybox to overcommit like a little bit. Like there, look at that spacing. That spacing was godlike. Oh my god, look at that shit. I need to slow this shit down just to like clearly show how good that spacing is from PP. Just like he's threatening with moves, then he just gets this really like intimidating dash dance. Oh my god, look at that shit. This is how to dash dance 101. This is a primo dash dance. And look at that spacing. Like he just turned around. If he hadn't dashed back there, he would have gotten hit in the face. Literally like the most immaculate spacing of all time. What a god. Oh, and he's starting to mix in jumps to like threaten him. Oh, that was brutal. So like yeah, PP is godlike. This spacing is incredible. And then he just dashes in and just because at this point Hungrybox just thinks he's gonna keep dash dancing. And what Hungrybox's response to that is he's trying to take space with bears. PP recognizes that and he just jumps in and nairs him because he knows that's enough. Is that enough? It should be enough. Wow, it wasn't enough. Well, that's unfortunate. But anyways, godly sequence from PP. Just fucking ridiculously good sequence from PP. And now we're seeing the nairs more. No, but we're also just like once again, like PP's also making it difficult. Oh, what a god. What a god. That's so good. Why is he so good? Once again, like PP's like pressuring with lasers, but he sniffs he sniffs out Hungrybox's like attack patterns in the air. I want to see how long this has been going. I honestly think that's like pretty good for today. Just 2 games. But like one PP loses and one PP wins, and it shows like a huge level of adaptation from PP. And it also really exemplifies the strength of his game plan against Puff, and it is good. It's a good like demonstration of his game plan against Puff, keeping Puff facing him, right? Using dash dancing to like lead into like a mix up, like really tight spacing and whiff punishing, keeping Hungrybox as grounded as he possibly can, uh, um, and just winning neutral over and over again. Like that's like the main thing that like the reason why PP won this game and this set was because his neutral game was just fantastic. And he just got he just won so many neutral. He was able to win so many neutral exchanges, and he was able to mix up his opponents so well. It's really impressive. This is still probably some of the best Falco Puff like you can see.